Hey.
Welcome everybody to the live broadcast. Don't wait to be great. And it's Monday. We're super excited.
We
We're
are.
glad you're here because you guys got a lot of choices of where you could be, but y'all chose to be here and we super appreciate that. So just like every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, we come live to you all. If you love God, love people, and love real estate, you're in the right place. If you want to change your life and help your community through real estate, you're in the right place.
Right.
Beautiful. Who are you and what do you do?
Hey, listen, I am Shanya Shay Forston, the president and founder of the Angela Denise Foundation, co-founder here at Forston Consultants with you. TikTok.
Make sure you come over to the YouTube channel, and that's at Forston Consultants. That's our last name, Forston, Forston Consultants. Shay is going to give an intro to what is an independent living facility, how did we get in it, and how did that lead to her being a nonprofit? And yesterday was her annual spa day for her women's facility. So Shay, take it.
Absolutely. So first and foremost, an independent living facility is a housing program that you operate. You don't have to own the property. You can lease the property, and you take people from homeless to hopeful, right? They have to be independent, meaning that they can fend for themselves when it comes to their meals, when it comes to transportation to and from doctor's appointments. They're cognitively well in regards to being able to kind of, think, live, behave appropriately on their own and get along well with others. But again, you can do this as an LLC. You can do this as an LLC or a nonprofit, which I do the housing model as a nonprofit. You don't need a license. You don't need any oversight from the government or any organizations to approve you. You don't need a sprinkler system. You don't need none of that. You just need a big heart for God's people, and you need to have a heart to serve in general. And again, that is the independent living facility model. You can do private rooms, which is one person per room, or you can do shared rooms with two people per room, 2 heartbeats per room. So that is the model that we've coined here, that we've trademarked as Forston Consultants, Derrick and myself. If you go to the USPTO, you'll see that we are the educators of the independent living facility model. We've coined it, branded it, and trademarked the educational platform and the housing model all together.
And my program is called Second Chance Housing,
correct.
Just in case if you was wondering.
And mine is the Angela Denise Foundation. But today I'm rocking Faith because I wore my Angela Denise. Boy, I've been rocking it. So I got to get me some more. But anyway, the Angela Denise Foundation is the ILF that is associated with my nonprofit organization, right? Derrick does this as an LLC. I do this as a 501c3 nonprofit. I am a registered 501c3. And this year we had the amazing opportunity to partner with Walmart. Walmart grants, community funding and grants program, Spark for Good. They actually were the ones that sponsored the 2025 Women's Spa Day.
Big shout out to Walmart.
Super huge shout out to Walmart, and thank you for allowing us to really pamper some women that have never had this experience before. And the powerful thing about it is I'm still receiving texts today. I had a few text messages. I got some phone calls from the residents because they were so overwhelmed by what took place. Now, this is an independent living facility that I house women in. But every year I try to do something super special for the ladies that I house. And that's usually a spa day. So it's either, manis and pedis or massages. This year we had a beautician on site. So she did haircuts and styles. We had a massage therapist there.
Pictures also coming too.
Pictures will be available.
So y'all can see and feel like you all were a part of that.
Yeah. So they did chair massages. What I love about this group of women is I have some women that are okay with photos and stuff like that. So you'll see a collaboration of some of those women, but the others they were able to take part, but we did their services privately. So like prime example, I have a room that's ready for rent because I did have a move out. And what we did is we converted that area into the room where the ladies that, wanted their encounter to be more private, where they were ushered into that space and were provided their massage and their hair and stuff like that. And then at the end, they just, it was just them and the therapist or them and the beautician so that they didn't have to deal with the rest of, the population.
And Shay, what made you think to do this just so that the people can understand? Why would you do a spa day for these women?
Wow.
That you're housing?
I did it because initially when we first started this housing model, we ran into a lot of women that we housed that had very harsh, heavy backgrounds, had life situations and circumstances. So what we did was we I wanted to do something special. And this is while I was still in corporate America and you were running solo in the housing space. And what I did is I said to Derrick, I said, listen, I would love to do something fun for the ladies that we house and that you're housing. And I said, I've got friends that are nail technicians and I've got, friends that do makeup. Let's pamper these women, because I've had conversations with them on the days that I would get to go spend with them. And I realized that they were missing a lot of the pampering, the nurturing, the love that comes with just being a woman, wanting to be loved on, made to be felt appreciative and just being appreciated and stuff like that. So that's what started the spa days. Once I received my 501c3, I was able to now say, hey, let's partner with other organizations and allow them to sponsor these spa days, hence our connection and collaboration this year with Walmart. So super excited about that. It was honestly just a true blessing to be able to do it. And ever since that first one, it's always been an annual thing that we've done. And that is the annual Angela Denise Foundation Women's Spa Day. So it's our way of giving back and showing love to those that we house.
So when you guys are building your own independent living facility, this is not a one-man show. This is not a one-man band, right? It takes partnerships.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times these partnerships have the money and the funds that you don't, and the means that you don't, to make all of these other people's dreams come true.
Yep.
So that's a big part about running a nonprofit organization. Mm-hmm. I'm not that, but I watch her. And I watch her build relationships, and I watch people pour into her vision.
Yeah.
So how cool is that? That you have the vision, you thought of it, but other people pour into it.
It's powerful. So like Derrick said, we've got some amazing partners, and they're large partners, right? Like you hear me talk about Walmart, you hear me talk about First Horizons Bank, you hear me talk about City Serve, and you hear me talk about Paula White Ministries and Story Life Church. Like these are the connections in the community that you want to sustain, and you want to, help just partner again in so many ways. Like for, our other partners, we also provide housing, right? So we're a partner not only in the receiving end, but we also provide them with a safe space to house people when they do get that phone call. If we have availability, we're their go-to provider for housing. So again, the Women's Spa Day, Derrick, was phenomenal. If y'all could have been a fly on the wall, I think you would all had a blast. I'm going to be honest. Ariel, our beautician, Angelique, our massage therapist, they did not know what to expect. And when I say they had such a blast with these ladies, and these ladies so much so appreciated them. And what I love about having the partnerships or the sponsors for these events, these individuals, they give to us in a way, but we're able to financially bless them through the partnership aspect. So it's a beautiful thing, man. It is such a beautiful thing for partnerships. So make sure that you are partnering, whether you're a for-profit or a nonprofit, make sure you can find partners, especially when it comes to housing. I think there's no limitation, even though some of y'all are LLCs. There are still going to be organizations that will want to partner with you, right? They know they're not going to get a tax deduction, but they see your good work. They see what you're doing in the community, and they still want to partner. So just be mindful of that. Just because you don't have a 501c3, you don't have a tax exemption, doesn't mean that you're not someone that another organization would like to partner with. 9 times out of 10, you can still find some suitable partners in your space as a for-profit. Okay, so that's my spiel, but be on the lookout for some pictures from that event. I am excited. Yeah, Miguel said, especially now because housing is priority. Absolutely. And that is 100% correct. With housing being such a hot topic in our social climate, there are a lot of partnerships. There are a lot of people that are looking for good housing providers. So not the slumlords, not people that are doing this the wrong way, but they're looking for people that can effectively house and be an asset to them or a resource to them as well.
If you want to join us on YouTube at Forston Consultants, that's Forston.
Oh, I love it.
Everybody that's on Instagram, come on YouTube at Forston Consultants, Forston Forston. Again, a big shout out to a lot of you all, man, that are just joining our coaching here lately, and a lot of you all are getting started so fast. I'm super proud of you all that are moving at the speed of instruction. We believe by a saying that says that. Yeah. Move at the speed of instruction. And one day, one guy came in and heard that. He says, Derrick, can I change it a little bit? I said, what is my saying? I don't want you to change it, but what you got? He said, move at the speed of revelation. I like that, because guess what revelation means? Understanding.
That's good.
So when you get the understanding of what this is, let's go. Like, what are we waiting on?
Yeah.
God has already put the vision in your head and in your heart. He made you bump into me with my big mouth because I got the game. You think that was by coincidence? And my wife does it from a nonprofit standpoint. What else do you need? You ever heard people say that you wouldn't know a blessing if it slapped you in the face? Some of y'all just got slapped in the face this past week with God answering your prayer,
right?
Bumping into me and my wife. Bam. What else do you need? Now, other than that, we will always pray for y'all finances and the proper health. Because my prayer every night before I leave this room, that God give y'all the mind of Christ so that you can think clearly and make sound decisions, give you an able body. Guys, I did a lot of pressure washing today. My back hurt. But guys, I got an able body to do what God has called me to do. That's one of my businesses, pressure washing, that I started for the tenants that I serve. So over Shay's left shoulder is a vision board that y'all can't see that says on that board, God, I want to house people. But God, I want to give them a job too. Great. So again, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, man, you guys are in the absolute right place.
So let's look at the picture. So this is at that re-entry fair that we went to. This inmate, oh my gosh, it was an experience. I'll say this. It was a very unique experience because you saw both sides of the coin, right? Yeah. You saw those that were going to actively participate in their rehabilitation, and you saw those that really just
something I could care less.
They could care less.
Like, I'm just coming because they told me to. I don't want no housing from you, Derrick. I don't care what y'all do.
And this is
had guys like that.
And this is the best place to start having those conversations, right? This is the best place to start initiating your assessment. You get their information. They get your information. Take notes on that interaction. So we had a notebook, we had pen and paper with us, and anyone that was interested in housing, we took their information. So that way, when they called, Derrick and I, once they walked away from us, we took notes in regards to like, okay, is this a good fit? You know, what do we see in this individual? What is the potential for this individual? And then we waited for the follow-up. So that, like, when you go to the re-entry fair, it gives you a good gauge on the people that are ready to re-enter.
And they brought them in groups.
Right, like correct. We were there all day. We started at
they brought them in groups. They didn't bring all 80 people at once.
It was I think it was 8 groups, or was it 10 groups of 10? It was something like that. It was either 8 groups of 10 or 10 groups of 10, but it was female and male, and they kind of intertwined. We may get 3 groups of males, then we may get 2 groups of women.
Yeah, y'all could be the graduation for these people.
Yeah.
They just told you that most of these folks know they got 60 to 90 days before they leave. And the case manager's job at the jail is to find them housing.
Yeah.
How cool is it that you go and now and get involved with them because you heard us talk about it? And you're the go-to person that they call all the time to interview these people.
Yeah.
Now, I'll admit, out of every group of 10 that they brought out, probably only 2 people met the criteria and that also wanted it.
And showed active. It was interesting.
Which I appreciate, because I don't want you in my place either if you don't want it, because it ain't going to work. But the guy that's like him that said, man, I would love a second chance. You and Shay seemed pretty cool.
What I loved about he was just
he wanted a second chance.
Can I be honest? He's that person that wheelhouse. He's like a rock to me.
He reminds me of Calvin too.
Oh, yes. Oh, Lord. A lighter version. But no, he's this gentleman here. And that's why I have this big old cheesy grin on my face, because he was so personable.
Yeah.
And everything was right. Everything was so heartfelt. Like he shared his story. He shared, like, we got to know these individuals, even though it was a limited time. They didn't. What I loved about this program at this particular jail is they didn't rush anybody. When they saw that there was a true engaging interaction happening, whether it was from the school system that was there, waste management was there. There were, what's them places called? Job placement providers were there. Other housing organizations were there. So it was a conglomerate.
Right next to us, like, just don't go past that so fast.
Yeah.
Guys, can you imagine a lot of us and y'all as providers? So next to us was a lady that had the business where she gave these guys jobs.
Yeah,
she don't care about their background.
Day labor.
That's what cool is that to be hooked up with a company like that? Hey, ma'am, Shay and I get people all the time that need a job. And y'all don't care about like backgrounds, right? So we partner with that lady.
Correct.
See how we went for one thing but made another connection with a lady that does day labor?
Yeah.
Keep going.
So Jermaine Mills asks, do they give release dates? So yes, all of these people that come through the fair. So for Jermaine to answer your question, yes, these individuals did in fact know their release date. And they were able, like, this was an active part of their release criteria. So not all jails do this. Our local, it's called 33rd. They call it 33rd here in Orlando, is very active in reentry programs. They have a very, very unique program that they run. And their program is so... It needs to be mocked in a lot of other organizations because of the way they do things. They meet on a regular basis and they do these fairs quarterly because that's at like the influx of the outgoing people in the system. So it's really cool to see how they do it. The information that Lord have mercy. I am all over my words today. Jeez. The information that those in jail, those that are incarcerated have is very good. Like they know their plan. Like they know their outgoing plan. They know, and they have to play an active role. So that's what I appreciate about this organization, this jail, and how they've done their re-entry program. They're going to do their part now. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
The ex-inmate just has to want it.
Yeah.
And it was quite sad, you all. I'll admit how some of the people, you just saw that they didn't want it. They didn't want a second chance. They had nowhere to go.
They had no hope. You can see someone had no hope.
Nowhere to go and no plan. Guess what you're going to eventually do? You're going to break the law again. And you're going back to jail.
Yeah.
So it was sad to see some of those people, guys, that just honestly did not want a second chance at life. And that's what we came offering. Just again, unfortunately, some of them didn't.
I want to share this too. Another thing that they had at this jail was super cool. Was on site. They had like a construction program. So if you were a good inmate, you were doing what was necessary, you could enroll into this course. And it was a course taught by Valencia College. So it's a state college that comes into the jail and teaches. And by the time they finish this course, they literally build a tiny home on the jail facility.
I was shocked that the jail actually had a space to where they build construction for practice.
Yeah.
And guess who they invited to speak at the graduation?
This guy.
Because me running my big mouth, talking about second chance housing. Yeah. I came to the meeting, I spoke, and now I'm asked to come back all the time and I speak at their graduation. That's pretty cool. And the guys, and again, it came from social media.
It did, because that's exactly how they found you.
Man, like social media is 95% we find all of our people. Lift. L-I-F-T. We believe that if you got to lift, you have to lift your brand and lift it in front of people's faces. LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. That's what LIFT stands for us. LinkedIn, that's the professional way. I'm looking for social workers and case managers. Professional. No emojis. No funny quotes on LinkedIn. Instagram is the cool hippie way. All the young folk on it, right? Facebook is the old tried and true, and everybody's on it. It's been around for a long time. And then TikTok is the new wave of things where everybody's hanging out, flipping across their phone on their lunch break. All the social workers and case managers, while they're eating their cheese sandwich, they're scrolling on TikTok. Here I go, boom. Welcome to Second Chance Housing. Are you a social worker or a case manager needing clean, affordable housing for your residents the day of discharge? Give us a call. That's what they keep saying, so they keep inviting me. So promise yourself today that you're going to get a lift LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok business page so that you can promote what this thing is. So right here again is right here on this page. We trademarked independent living facility. So Shay and I don't care what you call this. Co-living, shared living, communal living. Some people call it all kind of stuff. You can put your last name on it and call it Clewiston living, Williams living, whatever. I don't care.
Right.
She was just so smart. She said, Derrick, this thing gonna be powerful. We should trademark it. The coaching of it and how we do it our way, we did it, and it took about 18 months.
It was
actually over that. It took about 2 years.
No, it was 18 months.
About 18
it was
months.
18 months. Yeah.
Trademark came back, and now we pour this all over the world in terms of, because all this is, y'all, is this, right? Don't get caught up in all these fancy terms. All this is the love of God, real estate, and social services all mixed together. One more time. The love of God, real estate, and social services all mixed together. But if you really loved us and the information, you feel like God led you to it, say something real nice, hit number 5. Yeah. And that allows you to get that scholarship. Now, I'll admit, that's the only requirement. Really easy. Yeah. So other than that, Father God, thank you so much for the seed that was sown today. God, thank you for the ability to give what you gave Shay and I. And God, by your Holy Spirit, bring all of this back to their remembrance so that they never forget it again. And God, give them the mind of Christ and an able body to do it. And God, let no devil in hell stop it. Yes. Father God, right now today, we give you all the glory, all the honor, and all the praise, and all the credit for making this thing happen. God, as we always say, that we decrease so that you can increase inside of us. God, again, thank you for this ministry. Thank you for the real estate. Thank you for the people. Thank you for the social workers and case managers. Thank you for the relationships to make this all work. And God, like I said, we'll be ever so careful to give you all the credit. Now unto him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we can ever ask or think, according to God's power that worketh in us. You guys be